Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Excuse my face. I've put on my collagen mask. I'm about to go to bed, but I was having a bit of insomnia after watching some cartoons. So I thought, I was browsing the internet, and somehow, thanks to the algorithm, I came across this gem. Now, as you guys know, I said I'm committed to to dragging these people because these talking points are ridiculous. And I want you guys to know that I'm doing this for the Sussex squad. Quite a number of you have joined my channel. Thank you very much. And now let's get started. I'm going to let's listen and hear what ITV, who by the way, who were partners with the Invictus Games but refused to air the games. So ITV, you're now on my hit list, especially the royal team. So let's get started and hear what nonsense they have to share with us today.
In. Now, can I ask you a question? What does as ever mean? Does it mean?
As it always was.
As it always has been.
As it always has been.
Yeah, okay. So why are we talking about this? Well, Meghan's new lifestyle brand was going to be called American Riviera Orchard. It was...
Sorry for interrupting, guys. Is everybody in the UK on Ozempic? I could ask this guy, if you don't know this clown, Chris Ship. The people on the internet call him Shipwrecked. It's not me, Mr. Ship. It's the internet. You're known as Shipwrecked, and I shall by all means call you Shipwrecked. He's looking good, looking like a bit of a dilf. Let me hear what nonsense he has to say, and I'll drag him accordingly. Don't worry.
It was launched last year with pots of jam and all the rest of it. Ran into trademark issues. No longer the name. Is that even English? But anyway, whatever it is, it's no longer the name. And that means that as ever is in.
Yes, so American Riviera Orchard. I always have to pause before I say that.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Doesn't roll off the tongue. They did run into trademark issues because they were told businesses could not use geographical location.
I would like to say something here. Meghan never said that. And as far as I know, none of her reps said that. Guys, please feel free to correct me. I don't think anybody said that. I think what Meghan said verbatim, not verbatim, but if I may paraphrase, was she realized that using that name restricted her to only using manufacturers within American Riviera, which is the nickname for Santa Barbara, and she wanted a more global appeal, or she wanted a more global appeal. So I don't know how that is the same thing as saying that she was having trademark issues. That doesn't sound right to me. It seems a bit dumb, but I don't know. I could be wrong. If you guys think I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. But this woman's explanation doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Basically for...
Because Meghan said American Riviera is the nickname for her
Santa Barbara.
Hometown, Santa Barbara.
Yeah. But Meghan says in this Instagram video that we'll play in a minute that she put up that actually this is a good thing because it was limiting her to things manufactured and grown in the area, and actually as ever gives her a much wider field.
Can you see the way they're acting like this is some complex mathematical equation that their brain can't get around, as if what Meghan is saying is so difficult for their brains to understand? Because I don't know how this woman went from, she literally just quoted Meghan saying the reason why she changed the name was she wanted an opportunity to highlight people or products beyond Santa Barbara. Again, I do not understand how they got from there to trademark issues with the name. Again, I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding, or maybe I don't understand how American or trademarks work, because honestly, I don't. Please feel free to let me know in the comments if I am understanding this wrong. But yeah, let's continue.
To play with.
I do know the answer to this question, but did Meghan mention the trademark issues that she'd run into?
No, those weren't meant.
Right. So it's very interesting. It's like they create a talking point and they debunk that talking point in the same breath. So why are we talking about? What is this? Is this what we call journalism nowadays? Are these people not embarrassed? Why would you...
Mention.
Right, that was glossed over.
But as ever, you will have noticed in Meghan's recent Instagram posts, they're all signed off as ever. Meghan.
Right.
So she's sort of been hinting at it, and then lots
Hold on,
of people...
the TV show on Netflix is called With Love, Meghan.
Meghan.
With love, as ever, Meghan.
Yes.
Well, actually, interestingly, what she says in her post is that Netflix is not just a partner on her new TV show, it's now kind of bought into her business. So.
Sorry guys, I just love when they say that, because you know that pisses them off. You know that pisses them off in one move, just literally one move. And I have to give it to the CEO, Ted Sarandos, for this, because this was brilliant. In one move, literally one action, they have completely decimated all the talking points, past and the future and present, about the relationship of the Sussexes with Netflix. And I want to quickly add something. Meghan was never hiding. A few days ago, I said, I may have said, and I'm not sure if I said that publicly, that, I feel that Meghan played them, They were all, these idiots were running around chasing and trying to sabotage American Riviera Orchard, which is not difficult to pronounce. I am Nigerian, not English, and even I can get it correctly. But I think it really wasn't that. I think, this is what I think, guys. This was out in the open. Meghan was probably kicking and entering the Netflix offices in broad daylight, negotiating this stuff. That's why Meghan said she's surprised that it wasn't publicly known until now. It was out there, probably. But they just didn't pick up on it because they were so committed to the negativity they wanted to bring, to going after Arrow. They have so convinced themselves by their anonymous sources and experts. They have some, when you are so hateful that you start believing your own bullshit. That is exactly what happened here. It didn't occur to them even for a second, even though, according to Meghan, she clearly wasn't hiding it as hard as she probably should have or could have. They didn't pick it up because it was probably just too difficult for them to fathom that a major conglomerate like Netflix could possibly want to do business with Meghan Markle. I'm sorry, Duchess Meghan. It's brilliant. I love how bitter they sound, because they all sound bitter.
So we're going to see lots of, as ever, kind of spin-offs.
Yeah, well, so I had
whatever the spin-off might be.
Look at the trademark filing.
I remember you looking at that.
I'm sorry. Doesn't this sound insane to anybody else, or is it just me? They went and looked at her trademark. That is insane. I don't even think I'm a fan of Meghan. I don't even have the time to go and look at her trademarks. I just want to go on the store and find her merchandise. I want the TV show to kind of tell me what she's selling, because I think that's what it's going to do when you see her, using knives, when you see her maybe using some types of products, because I want to get my kitchen up, I want to get my hosting thing on. So Meghan, I look forward to your brand. But still, it's insane that they actually paid money, I'm sure, to get access to her company information to look at her trademarks. Are you people normal?
There's some interesting things in this.
There is. It's a huge range of goods. It's been accepted by the office, but not yet assigned to an examiner, so it hasn't yet. Right. It's still sort of pending, basically. But there's everything of the goods that are listed.
Not just jam.
Is everything from edible flowers to garden tools.
I want to remind everybody again, they are literally creating a story, even though Meghan has very clearly communicated that her brand is called As Ever. She will be selling jam, she will be selling gardening materials, she'll be most likely be selling cooking materials, hosting paraphernalia. It's not hard to deduce what she's going to be doing. So it's kind of like, how are you they've literally taken maybe less than a minute or less than 2 minutes of TikTok time and use that to create an entire segment and pretending like they're unraveling some great mystery, rather than just reporting the information Meghan has already shared with everyone. These people are a joke.
To yoga mats, to tote bags, to bird feeders, to bird seeds. Now, that's not saying that the company is going to do all of those things.
So they want it to apply to as many things as possible. Exactly. Right, so a company that sells jam, because we know she likes making jam, edible flowers, bird feeders and yoga mats.
And a lot of other things.
And a lot of other things. Well, Meghan launched this new branding on we spoke last week about her Instagram account, how she's using it a lot more now. This is how she announced it, and it was Prince Harry, allegedly, that was filming it, because at the very beginning, listen carefully, you'll hear Prince Harry saying, "It's recording."
I don't want to believe these people went to university and acquired, well, maybe they're old, so maybe during their time university was free. Because I refuse to believe that you dedicated years of education so that you can be doing this as a career. I'm ashamed for you, shipwrecked, and whatever the other woman's name is. This cannot be a career you're proud of. You are literally reporting as news something that Meghan has already told us about two or so days ago, and you are rebranding, you are repackaging it in a way as if you're breaking something. We're not stupid. We understand what she said. We understand what she's trying to do. So basically, this is news. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed for everybody here.
It's recording.
Okay. Cat's out of the bag. I'm shocked we've kept this a secret for so long. In 2 weeks.
Clock that. Clock that. She wasn't hiding it. They just were not looking for it because it is, again, unfathomable for their racist mind to imagine that after years of pillaring this woman, she could have secured a business deal with a brand, a conglomerate brand like Netflix.
Weeks my show is coming out, which I'm so excited for, and also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. Last year I had thought, you know what, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood, it's a nickname for Santa Barbara, but it limited me to things that were just manufactured and grown in this area. Then Netflix came on, not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business, which was huge. So I thought about it. And I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I'd secured in 2022. And this is the moment. And it's called As Ever. As Ever essentially means as it's always been. And if you followed me since 2014 with the TIG, you know I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening. This is what I do. And I haven't been able to share it with you in the same way for the past few years, but now I can. So as things are starting to trickle out there, I wanted you to hear it from me first. Of course, there will be fruit preserves. I think we're all clear at this point that jam is my jam. But there's so many more products that I just love that I use in my home. And now it's time to share it with you. So I can't wait for you to see it. Thanks, guys.
I think we're all clear that my jam is my jam.
I thought that was quite funny, actually, because we've all poured over her jam, haven't we? I thought that was quite interesting.
Really, because that's the only thing that she ever really marketed from her old marketing. So we know about the jam because she sent it to all her celebrity friends.
We're still waiting for our pots, I'm sure.
And then listen, this little post, as you would expect, has been picked up and scrutinised almost word for word.
I like how he's pretending like, it's been picked up and scrutinized by word to word, as if that's not the exact same thing he just wasted our time doing right now. I cannot believe that the entirety of this video is shipwrecked, who is, from what I can see, is a terrible journalist, by the way, basically trying to be snarky about an announcement from Meghan because they are pissed that they no longer have access to her. She is announcing things herself, and she's giving them the information they should have already got if they were good journalists. If they were actually looking for news instead of creating news, they would have known about this badly hidden secret, according to Meghan, that she was working. Netflix was her business partner, and she had a brand called As Ever.
So we've dealt with Netflix and now her big partner. We've dealt with the trademark issue. Couldn't have the old name gotten.
That is not what she said. Let me stress this again. Meghan never said anything like that. I don't even understand why we're talking about trademarks. You know what? Whatever.
A new name. There's an interesting bit there. She says, well, I had my old TIG in 2014, my previous podcast. I had to drop that when I joined the royal family. We know she was told she had to drop that. And that little phrase, I haven't been able to share with you my interests like cooking and crafting and gardening in the same way as I'd like.
Yeah, people have poured over that, haven't they, looking at whether that's a slight dig at life as a working member of the...
So I want to ask this question for people that are critical thinkers. And I know many of us have seen Meghan's video. Do you agree with this point that these people are making? Where did she make a dig at the royal family? She spoke facts, which he just agreed that she spoke facts, by the way. Yes, she was asked to close down her business as a member, as a consequence of joining the royal family as a working member, because for whatever reason, working in the royal family means you need to be an infant that relies on the machine. She had to give that up, which is what she means when she said she couldn't share her business, so she couldn't share her interests in the same way, because obviously she couldn't market a brand, which is what she was doing before. So like for the people that are mocking her and saying, well, has she forgotten that she did the cookbook? No, she has not forgotten she did the bloody cookbook. She did that cookbook. You guys insulted her and and Camilla Tomini took that wonderful thing that she did and tied it to terror groups. You didn't appreciate what she was doing for you. She curated British Vogue and brought out voices. Camilla Tomini turned that into a woke attack, saying that there were no white people on the cover. We're not stupid. We remember the talking points. So even though she tried in her own way to bring in the things that she was doing before to benefit the royal family, you people attacked her. Part of the reason why she had to leave.
The royal family. The TIG was a big part of Meghan's life. It was an incredibly successful lifestyle blog, and she really loved having it, and she didn't have it when she was a working member. And so, you could read into that as perhaps, I'm getting back a little bit of something that I really enjoyed that I had to give up.
Which she's had the ability to do for 5 years, we should point out, because it was they did leave the royal family some considerable time ago now. And I suppose it is also glossing over.
What is the point of that statement? I don't get it. What is your point, Shipwrecked? She didn't do it 5 years ago, and she was probably getting her business together, building these relationships. She had to prove to Netflix through the documentary and some of the work they've done already that she and Harry could be a marketable asset, right? It takes time to build a business. What is your point? The point is she could not have done what she's doing right now while being a working member of the royal family. There's no need being snarky or nasty about it. It is just plain facts. I'm going to take 2 more points before my brain can't take any more of this nonsense.
Over the fact that when she was in the royal family, she had that very successful Together cookbook that she launched with the women in and around the community of Grenfell Tower. Her father-in-law was perhaps the most famous gardener in the world. So it's not as if she didn't have the opportunity to share these things. I suppose she couldn't do it in the way that she wanted to do it.
Yeah,
that is not correct. It's like when you say these things, they know what they are saying is not true. They are just always trying to create negative narratives, no matter how stupid and spiteful and nonsensory. As I said just now, the cookbook she made, you people attacked her and linked it to terrorism. How many times do you even talk about that cookbook, by the way, and the benefit that it's doing for the people from Grenfell? That book is still selling, from what I understand, and it's still making money. How many times do you talk about it? How many times do you promote it so that people can actually go and buy it, because there's so much interest in Meghan to get money for people that went through the Grenfell tragedy? And you're talking about the fact that, her father-in-law is the most famous gardener in the world. Last I checked, the royal family has their own shop. The benefit scroungers are still collecting our coins. So I don't understand what was the point. I don't know what he's trying to imply here. Everything to defend the royal family, even when it's not necessary. This unnecessary amount of defense is ridiculous, and it's part of the reason why I've just had enough of this whole thing.
And she now has this Instagram account that has been, she's populating that more and more. We keep seeing her using that, and there is a website, and as ever.
Okay, I've had enough. Sorry, guys. I've had enough. My brain can't do anymore. So I guess what we can agree here is, I think what we can summarize from this entire unnecessary segment, by the way they're acting like they're breaking down some breaking news. They don't have anything on Duchess Meghan, and this whole thing continues to be a source of humiliation for them. They did not see as ever coming. They did not see the Netflix collaboration coming, and this embarrasses them. They were hoping these two would have failed by now. They haven't. And I think what they're going to keep on doing is, because Meghan isn't talking to them or engaging to them, which is a fantastic strategy, they are going to just pick up whatever news she posts on her Instagram. They will continue to twist it and look for their own narratives to pull from it, even though it makes no sense, even though it is just the height of stupidity in my mind. And it makes these people look like what they are. Not journalists, but hate machines. So this is, I hope this is a very good example of why we need to stop being so nice to these people. They are not nice. They're not nice people. They are propaganda spreaders, they are bullies, and they are racist. Because I bet you if Kate had secured a Netflix deal, we will not hear the last of it. They'll be treating it like she's the coming of the next Elizabeth Regina. Oh my God, Kate Middleton has been able to score a Netflix deal. This Netflix deal is brilliant. Do you know who else has a business partnership with Netflix? Beyonce. Meghan has the same type of trust, has gathered the same type of trust Netflix has in Beyonce as a media asset. And that's incredible. There are not many people in this world, even people that are very famous, and this is what they've been doing for years, that can say that type of a thing. This is a thing to be proud of for Meghan as a member of the royal family, somebody who has shown herself to be a true female entrepreneur of our time. And they should be, if Meghan was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman, they will be marketing her everywhere as the face of the future. But because she's a biracial black woman, they can't accept that she's the one that got the deal. Because again, the reason why they didn't catch a very obvious and not really hidden business deal is because in their mind they couldn't fathom that Meghan could pull this off. And that shows you that these people are deeply racist. So those of you that are out here defending the royal family, defending this type of coverage, I want you to take a deep look inside and ask yourself why you are comfortable with this. Because this is fundamentally wrong and, in my opinion, fundamentally evil. And this is why I will always come after people like Shipwrecked, Becky Bighead, and that other person that I refuse to learn her name. So yeah, let's make it light again. I want to first of all shout out Sussex Squad. You guys have been great supporters. Thank you for joining and promoting my channel. You will get this type of content. Please continue to subscribe, continue to share. And yeah, I look forward to continuing to debunk the nonsense the only way I know how. Have a lovely time and let's catch up later. Take care.